Hello, welcome to Veritas. I'm your host, Adam Colazetti, and I'm here to guide you on a meditative adventure like no other. Join me and lose yourself in your imagination as we travel the outer reaches of the cosmos, quest for powerful talismans, and explore the inner realm of your subconscious. What might you find along the way? But be warned, fair traveler, this path is not for the faint of heart. On this path, of one thing I am certain, dragons be here. Are you ready? So how we're going to begin is you're going to sit comfortably, however that means to you. It could be legs crossed, could be sitting in a chair, whatever it is, sit somewhere comfortably that you feel relaxed and comfortable. And you're going to close your eyes and you're going to take 3 deep breaths. Deep breath in, count to 4. Deep breath out, count to 4. And each time you exhale, you're going to try and relax your body a little bit further. So you're going to inhale, pause, exhale. Pause. So as you're doing this and you're relaxing, it's in those pauses between breaths where we're going to go. That is where your creativity meets your imagination, meets your subconscious. So let's see what awaits you in the spaces between breaths. Dryness, thirst. These are the first sensations that drift into your mind as you slowly emerge from consciousness. Where are you? How did you get here? You open your eyes and at first you are confused, but then you realize you're looking straight on the horizontal ground, stretching endlessly towards the horizon. The ground is a dusty red. It looks dry and hot, just like you feel. Blinking, you lift your cheek off the ground and spit gravel out of the side of your mouth. A quick brush of your hand finds more gravel collected and sticking to the sides of your face. Absently, you brush it off, and this combination of sensations seems to kickstart your mind. Pain, your hands are scraped. There's an imprint in the dirt where you were lying, as if you had fallen and impacted the ground. There is a flash of memory, bright lights, a falling sensation perhaps. It is fleeting, then it is gone. With a shake of your head, you start a sanity check. Name? Check. Address? Check. You know who you are, and you know where you are from. At least there's that. But you have more pressing concerns. Survival. You need water. Standing up, you brush the red dust off your clothes and gaze up at the burning hot sun. It is unforgiving and relentless. For a moment, you feel lightheaded, so you pause to rub your temples. The back of your neck feels hot, like the start of a sunburn. You must have lain here for a while, a few hours at least. Again, the hint of a memory is just beyond your reach, like the answer to a puzzle you can't quite see yet. You slowly turn in a circle, surveying your landscape. There is red iron rock everywhere, dusty, dry. There seems to be a rock wall stretching off in the distance. You squint, but can't quite make out how far it goes. Distance is hard to tell as well without a reference point. If it is exceptionally large, then it's far. That's when you notice the moon. Its crescent sliver not so surprising if it weren't for the second moon. For a moment your brain can't comprehend this. Earth has 1 moon. Why are you seeing 2? Is it a trick of the heat? Are you seeing things? A faint vein of terror seizes your breath for an instant as you logically consider the fact that if in fact there are 2 moons, then this is not Earth. You shake your head, refusing to digest the possibility of an alien world. With a long exhale, you rub your hands over your eyes, tasting the dryness in your mouth. Your mind is slowly catching up to your body. What to do now? Where to go? As you turn, you notice off in the distance some sort of structure. What is that? Somewhere to go, which is better than your current situation. It's worth investigating. You take a step forward and fall flat on your face. Your step has taken you far further than you expected. Surprised, you stand up again and again you step forward. This time, although it is not graceful, you catch your balance as your arms flail. The vein of terror that you so expertly suppressed now bursts forth in a fully formed panic attack. You are lighter here. Your steps take you farther under 2 moons on a red dirt planet. Could this be Mars? You look at the 2 moons and decide that you are definitely not hallucinating. Yet your short, panicked breaths are certainly breathing oxygen. In and out. In and out. You puff up your cheeks and breathe out, attempting to calm yourself. How did you get here? What to do now? These are the questions that burn in your mind, but there is plenty of time for that. Water, survival, nowhere to go but forward. You take a step and sail forward across the ground, and then another one. You realize you can sort of hop glide here with this gravity. Your muscles have evolved to grow strong and useful in Earth's gravity, so here you are somewhat overpowered. You sort of half hop and half glide towards the structure off in the distance. Absently, you hope it's not a mirage. You cover ground quickly here, which is good. Off in the distance, clouds gather. Were those there before? As you get closer to the structure, you realize it is certainly not a mirage, but a dais of some sort. There are 4 pillars, one of which has collapsed into a pile of rubble. It looks like perhaps at one time there was a roof, but it has also collapsed now. As you reach the edge of the platform, you see there's a set of steps leading up inside it. You travel the last few steps and pause before the steps, gazing up at the monument. It is huge. The pillars must be at least 2 stories high, and the stairs are wide and thick, like they were built for something a lot larger than you. This in itself is concerning, but for a moment it is the sense of foreboding which is far more of concern. This is not a safe place, but what choice do you have? With a gulp, you steel yourself and ascend the steps, 2 horizontal steps for every vertical one, until at last you reach the top. It is magnificent inside. 3 pillars stand majestically with the 4th crumbled. Definitely there was a roof at some point. It looks like the walls may have been open, and when you gaze up, the 2 crescent moons are framed perfectly. In the center of the room, there are what looks like short tables placed symmetrically in a grid. Some have collapsed either completely or partially, but some are still standing. Hesitantly, you step forward towards the nearest one. It is about as tall as you and caked thick with dust. Whatever this is, it has been here a long time. Absently, you run your hands over the side and are surprised to feel grooves. Curious, you blow lightly on the surface and rub your hand across it, revealing lines etched in the surface. Some more rubbing and it looks like you have revealed a rune of some sort. Its lines are etched with purpose. It is beautiful. But what does it mean? Another wave of dizziness and you lean forward for a moment and rest your hand on the rune. This is apparently exactly what you were supposed to do, as it is suddenly filled with white light which fills both the room and inexplicably your mind. A flood of emotion floods your mind, and an image of lightning flashing and storm clouds fills your mind. Gasping, you pull your hand back and stumble, once again surprised by the low gravity. For a moment, your thirst and a sense of helplessness was gone. For a moment, you felt powerful, as if you were the storm clouds themselves, casting lightning with reckless abandon. Your eyes are wide, but you can't help it. You step forward, and this time you place both hands on the rune and stand your ground. Your sense of self falls away, and you are suddenly looking down over the planet. Elemental chaos and rage surge through you as you cast lightning and rain down with a gleeful sense of uncontrolled power. It is only a sense of the 2 moons that bring you back to yourself, and you pull away gasping. The surge of power still courses through you. The next table is partly crumbled, and although you reveal the rune, nothing is revealed to you. The 3rd is operational and similar to before. You dust off the rune and place your hands over it. This time you see the dais. You can tell by the pillars and the stairs. A great beast stands atop the stairs looking out over the red rock. Its eyes survey the land, and its head moves, and its eyes rest on you. Gasping, you scramble back, chest heaving. What was that? That was no image. That creature saw you. You are sure of it. A 4th rune calls to you, and you step forward one final time. You lay your hands on it, and an image fills your vision that speaks to your very soul. Suddenly, a grating sound startles you out of your reverie. A panel is pulling back from the floor behind you. With a grunt, you climb up over some rubble to investigate, and sure enough, a set of stairs is revealed to be leading down into the structure itself. A welcome of sorts. A small part of you screams to run, and run fast and run far. Perhaps it is the storm pulsing through your veins, or perhaps you are simply too exhausted to care. Perhaps you just need to know. Regardless, you climb down and descend the stairs. It is so dark, not just the lack of light, but the dark of your imagination, where endless nightmares await dark basement stairs. Down you descend. The light of the surface fades behind you until at last you reach for that last step that is not there and awkwardly stumble. Amazingly, as soon as you do, the room lights up, revealing a circular chamber. It is entirely empty, and there's no dust here. The ground is a hard marble, and etched into the room are 3 smaller circles approximately 3 feet in diameter. They are placed in a row with a line interconnecting them. Above those is a 4th circle of the same size, which connects to all 3 circles, forming a triangle with a line down the center. Dare you see what lies behind this rune? Clearly it is the center of this place. but you already know the answer. Tentatively, you step forward until you are standing just before the center of the middle circle. Slowly you turn. The quiet is eerie and there's nothing there to stop you. You step into the circle. Immediately you are lost in light. You see the dais from days before. The pillars are strong and majestic. The animal you saw earlier stands by your side looking at you. Your eyes meet and you feel its gaze peering into your soul. For a moment it sits motionless, but then, seemingly a decision is made. It turns its head away from you and gazes out towards the cliffs. A storm is raging like nothing you have ever seen. Tongues of lightning light up the sky and dark clouds pillage the ground with rain. But beyond that, only visible through lightning flashes, a great shape hangs above the sky as large as the storm. Two red eyes pierce the darkness, and through each lightning flash, a clap of thunder, the shape of a great dragon is revealed. Its wings stretching impossibly large and tongues of fire bursting forth from its great nostrils. You don't know it, but you are screaming. Suddenly the animal tackles you and pushes you to the ground. It leans over you and whispers something in your ear. The vision fades and your screams grow hoarse. Such insurmountable terror has left you trembling. Your tears carve clean channels of skin through the dust and grime on your face. Shaking, you stand up. A wall has opened to the outside world, but you don't even bother to wonder about it. A single word whispered in your mind by a creature you don't understand thunders in your mind louder than anything else. Run. Hello and welcome to Veritas. We're going to talk a little bit about the first episode, which you just listened to, hopefully. The title of that is An Old World, so we'll talk a little bit about what that means and that type of thing. But first, I need a guest, and I thought, who better to invite on the show than my cameraman, Artin, who gets to experience all these things before anybody else does. So come on out here, Artin.
Oh, thank you.
Come join me. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course, Adam. Thank you. Happy to be on the show.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. This is the man behind the scenes, usually.
Yeah,
recording all
front
the
now. Yeah.
Recording all the audio. So we literally just like 30 seconds ago listened to part one of the story. But I want to talk about a few things first. So the theme of the story, right? The red planet, Mars, obviously. Yeah. So thematically, things that come to mind when you talk about Mars, whether it's in astrology or Greek or Roman mythology, it's Mars is often synonymous with Ares, the god of war. So it's very masculine energy, right? It's very physical, it's very ambitious, it's very warrior type, right? Like battle,
gladiator,
right?
Yeah.
So what I was trying to do with the episode was kind of set the tone for sort of an escalating intensity.
Of the series.
That type of stuff, right? So, we'll get into that a little bit, but first, I brought a deck of cards here.
Oh.
So this is an animal deck of cards. So there's an animal on each card.
Okay.
So we're going to get you to draw a card. You can shuffle it if you want, or you can do whatever you want.
So there's no tricks in here?
No trick. Just pick a card.
It's
any
my
card.
fate.
Yeah, and I'll let you know, there's 4 dragons in there, but no one ever draws a dragon. So if you draw a dragon, I'm going to just lose my mind because I never draw the dragon.
Well, let's see what happens.
Okay. All right.
You
draw the
top?
Yeah, draw. What do you got? What did you get?
I got a lamb.
A lamb. Okay, hold on. We're going to put our trusty book here. Lamb. Sorry, it's not in any sort of alphabetical order.
No, that's totally. And listening to the first series, I definitely felt the impact of being on that dry surface. And it definitely took me on a journey where trying to overcome your fears, right? And just figuring out your destination. So it definitely took me on a different path that I'm used to. Yeah.
Cool, we'll get into that later. Okay, so the lamb or the hind.
Okay.
Gentleness and grace of the feminine. That's really interesting because we're talking about Mars.
I understand, yes.
Regardless, male or female, opening the qualities of the hind will be able to achieve sophistication, subtlety, elegance.
Ooh.
Invite us to look beyond the material, beyond the superficialities, towards the heart of things. So, anyways, why do we look at things like this nonsense, the animal cards? Because it gives us an interesting perspective to consider that maybe we didn't otherwise consider. So, would I consider the elegant beauty of Mars when talking about this? Maybe not, but maybe you'll find some in there.
Maybe,
So,
yeah, it's just kind of like finding the flower in the gravel, right?
Sure, sure, yeah.
Finding the beauty out of where you are could be the message, right?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
understanding the purpose, right? Don't let your fears overcome you. Maybe that's the message, right?
See, I knew. See, it's profound, right?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So, okay, so the beginning, right? You wake up in the ground on the dust. There's dirt, confusion. How'd you feel? Like, what emotions went through your head when you?
I felt thirsty.
Yeah?
Honestly, I felt that emotion of the dry air.
Yeah.
And it felt like a desert to me. And then when you said the red surface, I knew it automatically. And the 2 moons, I was on a different planet.
Yeah.
And just coming out of that, you want to just understand where you are. Just like you said, curiosity is the biggest thing. And it could be your fear, right? So that's why you seek a path of finding a resolution to where you are.
So some curiosity, some determination there.
Yeah.
Okay. So at one point, right, there's the runes.
Yeah.
They give you images. There was the dragon, of course. But then the one rune, showed you an image, but it was unspecified. It was open to your interpretation. So I'm curious, what image came to your mind?
Honestly, it seemed like that rune was the rune to take, like the path. All the other runes were almost like a distraction, but that rune, you're talking about the rune with the lights, right?
Yeah.
So that one almost seemed like, I don't know, instinctively you want to go towards the light, right? So automatically I felt like that was the direction to go.
Okay.
But
all right, because the first one was more like storm and lightning.
Yeah.
The second one was dragon, but the third one was
unknown.
unknown.
And then the 2 red eyes were the ones I wanted to avoid. But almost the thunder and the storm rune, it gave me the feeling of almost like it needs it. It wasn't fearful, but it's like replenishing almost.
Okay.
So
all right.
that's the
Cool.
first,
Well, if you're contemplating the first episode, I encourage you to think about that third rune that you looked at that I said was an image that spoke to your soul. Like what came to you there? That could be interesting to unpack a little bit. Okay, then they went down the stairs, and then you saw the animal, of course, right? The beast.
Yeah. So when the beast landed on me, it felt like it was trying to tell me an important message. And I know sometimes your fear lets you doubt yourself or take away from an opportunity, but maybe that message was something for me to hear.
Okay.
Even though it was forceful, but maybe I needed to hear it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. But there's
other perspectives.
Right? There's another place. Animals can offer interesting perspectives as to what's going on in your life. So if you pictured like, I don't know, like a tiger or, maybe something else, maybe like a giant boar or something. I don't know, whatever.
I guess I was envisioning a shadow.
A shadow, okay.
Yeah, you can't see anything other than just the eyes.
Not yet,
right?
not yet revealed. Okay, I love it. Mysterious.
Yeah, that's what I felt for sure.
Okay, cool. And that brings us really to the very end, right? The kind of the ominous message, which was, of course, run. So how did you feel at the very end there?
I guess at that moment, I felt trapped. I know I heard the message run.
Yeah.
But I didn't know which direction to run to, right?
Okay.
And again, curiosity filled my mind of which way to go, right? But I guess you want to escape that situation. Maybe it was a test to see if you're worthy to progress through your journey, right? So definitely, it's almost like that fight and flight instinct that kicks in right away, right? So it's like you just have to run, and you don't know which path quite yet, but when you get there, you kind of understand yourself.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I love it. Just don't think, just go.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, amazing. And it's funny you say that because that really is kind of a great prelude to the next episode, which is titled Trials, and that'll be out next week, so watch for that.
Exciting.
Thanks, Artin.
Yeah, thank you again.
Join me each week as a new chapter unfolds. What worlds will we explore next? What gods and monsters will we find? What part of yourself will awaken? Only one way to find out.